Meaning that if we choose to look at things without faith, without trusting the goodness of God, without trusting that God is able to give us good instructions, then we can become so negative, even to the point of hopelessness. Now remember the spies who spy out the land. When it's time for God's people to enter the land and possess the land, Moses actually sent out 12 princes. Those were the leaders of the 12 tribes of Israel. And they spy out the land and they brought back a report. And the Bible tells us that that report is actually an evil report. Why? Because the spies who spy out the land saw the giants in the land. But before that, they shared with the whole congregation, yes, the land is indeed overflowing with milk and honey. But nevertheless, there were giants in the land. There were giants in the land, and they felt so overwhelmed to the extent that eye became evil. They actually began to look at themselves through the eyes of those giants, and they found themselves to be like grasshoppers. They said, we were like grasshoppers in their eyes and also in our eyes. And they were so discouraged as a result of that. But Joshua and Caleb saw the giants differently. They said to the congregation, their defense were already departed from them. Let us go out at once and possess the land. But when the people heard the report of those princes of the 12 tribes of Israel, they were so discouraged that they ignored what Joshua and Caleb said altogether. They began to see themselves dying under the hands of those giants and also dying in the wilderness. They cried that night. Wait a minute. They saw how God delivered them out of Egypt, our cruel slavery in Egypt. They saw with their eyes the many miracles God wrought through Moses to secure their release. They forgot that when they came out of Egypt, they were carrying the wealth of Egypt with them. And they saw how God parted the mighty Red Sea when they were pursued by the murderous, bloodthirsty army of Egypt. And they walked through dry land. They walked through the sea as if on dry land. And when the weakest of them has passed through, has made it across, and we know the account, the Egyptians pursued them. But when the weakest were on dry ground, who made it to the other side, God caused the Red Sea to crash on the pursuing army. And you know what? Egypt never bothered Israel ever again. Now, the people were so overwhelmed by what they heard. They began to imagine evil things. They forgot that God is the God who promised them they will indeed enter the promised land and possess the promised land. They forgot that what God has promised is well able to perform. I want to encourage you, beloved of the Lord, things are not really that bad if you were to look at those things through the eyes of God. And it is possible those issues are actually very minute. Yes, in this world, you can have tribulations. We can have tribulations, but that's not what we're supposed to be focused upon. Jesus said, be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. We are not tribulations-centric. We are Christ-centered. Beloved of the Lord, I call your breakthrough to come to pass. Look at those situations, look at the difficulties differently today. For God is with you. He has already promised He will not leave you nor forsake you. Beloved of the Lord, God bless you richly. Shalom to you. See you again in the next episode.